a software quality assurance engineer. Okay, so a software quality assurance engineer, and he worked really hard and climbed up the ladder. So today he's a software quality assurance architect, a team lead, and also a corporate lead at 99x. Also, when it comes to the QA community in Sri Lanka, he's someone who is contributing a lot to the community as well. So I can't think of a better person to explain about how to be a good quality assurance engineer other than him. So I invite Tharendra Jayamaha to continue the session. Tharendra, over to you.
Hope I am audible.
Yes, I can continue.
Yeah, sorry, I got a bit stressed out because suddenly power went out, so I'm just continuing from my angle. I hope I'm audible, and let me try to switch on my camera. Not sure whether you can see me. It's a bit dark here.
We can see you.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Thanks. Yeah, thank you very much for the introduction, Nishani, and nice to see you all, guys. Good morning to all. I think we have around how many guys we have today? 520. I think around around 40 members are joining today. Yes, let me continue with the session then. Share my screen. Okay. Before starting, I would like to get. I think they can. They have the facility to unmute themselves and talk, right? I would like this to be an interactive session where I can talk to them. Hope you guys can hear me and can talk to me as well. I'm asking from the university students. You can call me Tharendra. Anybody who can say yes. I would like this to be interactive, not a session that you just hear.
Yes.
Anybody? Yes. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Right. Let me share the slides. So I had the privilege of having two screens, but due to the power cut, I can only use my laptop screen. So I'm kind of in a trouble sharing everything. Let me share my screen. Can you guys let me know whether you can see my screen? Can you see my screen? I do not hear you guys, so just asking.
Yes, sir, we can see.
Yeah, cool,
Yes, sir,
awesome.
we can
Yeah.
see.
So I would like guys you to respond me. So because as I mentioned, it should be interactive. I know it's early morning. You must be still dozing off. Uh, Maybe not sure whether you are ready for the session. So I might ask question person by person if you do not answer to make it interactive. Yeah, before starting the session, let me give you an introduction about myself. I think Nishani had already given, but let me quickly give something about me. So today we are going to discuss about becoming a quality enabler, but not just a quality enabler, and how you can become a quality plus business enabler. You know that when you hear about the title quality assurance or QA engineer, so there are some misconceptions, myths, and kind of you are not sure why be in quality assurance or should I be in software development, like as you have so many doubts. So this session is for kind of breaking those myths and talk about facts and see what is quality assurance and how you can become a quality enabler, I would say, not just a tester, and kind of do something meaningful. Yes. So about myself, this is my team in my project. So I couldn't find a better picture of me. So that I found this photo with my team. So I would say it's a kind of one of the lovely guys I have in my team. That most of them are kind of really friendly and all. So if I talk about me, I am Tarindra, or some people say TJ, uh, and I am currently working at 99X as a QA architect, and I am kind of a general council member of Slasco. And then I would say that I am kind of one of the tallest guys at office. So being getting annoying sometimes, being tall. And at my leisure time, I mostly used to play keyboard and I sing, and I'm just a part of a choir, and basically singing and music is kind of the thing that I do during my leisure time. And I am called as one of the craziest people in the person in the team. That I love to make people happy and kind of always crack a joke and kind of talk to them and kind of spend time with them, and kind of a Netflix lover. Yes, that's pretty much about me. Now let's get into the topic where I want all of you to join with me and kind of get some feedback from you. First of all, what is quality? Anybody has any kind of uh, answer for that? Why do you call a something? Uh, what do you define by quality? What do you think? Anybody has any answer? I would like to kind of get some answers from the guys, so maybe I can point and kind of ask questions. I want this to be kind of really interactive. Anybody has any answers? Why and what is quality? Anyone? No one? Let's take an example. So
Standard form
yeah,
of something.
yes, quality. So you have standards to measure quality. That's correct. What else? What is quality? This is not rocket science, guys. So take from your example, take examples from your life and say what is quality. What do you define by quality in your life? That's correct. Standards. So you have standards to measure quality. Anyone else about quality? Anybody knows?
If something fulfills our needs, we call it quality.
Correct. Very correct. So as an example, if you have something which fulfills your requirement, your need, we call it as a quality product. So quality is something that you can make sure that your needs are kind of met. So then what is quality assurance? What does it mean by quality assurance? Any guesses? You can be wrong, right? Because if you know all these things, come to this session. Or කලින් දන්නවා නම් මේ කරේ, then you won't come, no? Basically, you came here to kind of learn something. It's okay to be wrong. So what do you feel? What is quality assurance? Any guess? No? Yeah. Okay. The quality assurance is kind of a process that making sure that something is being built according to the requirement. So the process that we have implemented the SDLC cycle, software development life cycle, the quality assurance they are make that a kind of achieving or kind of are up to the level of the real users who are going to use it, and making sure that it's bug free and it has kind of. Now these few slides, I really need your answers, guys, because this is kind of an interactive based session that I lecture or something that where I talk, and then you guys listen. In your, I mean, your real life. Any examples that you have done quality assurance, making sure any instances? Are you pretty sure you haven't done quality assurance in your life? Let me take an example. When you're going to buy a dress or something, so you tend to look for colors, you tend to look for the quality, the brand, and then you before buying, right? So you kind of following some steps before buying something in your life, right? So that is kind of a way to make sure that the product that you're going to buy is having the quality that you expect. And even when you're going to buy a mobile phone, how many of you are going and reading the reviews online? So as an example, if I go and buy a phone, before buying it, I go and read the specs, I go and check what others have said, I go and check the features and everything. Even buying a car, how many of you are kind of looking for options and kind of asking your friends and asking their experience before buying a car? Because you need to make sure that you are buying a quality product, so that you make sure that the process of buying it, you have a way to measure the quality of it, right? Okay, so let me take you through an example of how aeroplanes basically being tested and making sure that they kind of assure the quality of the aircrafts before taking it to the domestic use. So just look at the video and look at the text. It shows that kind of tests they do before putting them into the domestic use, and to make sure that those are not getting failed, because you are kind of dealing with lives of human, right? So you can't put an aeroplane to the domestic use without testing, making sure that it do the purpose. Because if something goes wrong, it's kind of 100, 200 people's lives. Okay. sure whether you go it was audible for you, but you saw that when it comes to uh, the testing, basically the aeroplanes, they do a lot of testing before getting them to use. So that you might think the software the testing is different kind of testing. Yeah. Now let's get into the myths in quality assurance. Right. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't see the chat. Somebody had updated the chat as well. If you are unable to kind of talk, you can put it in the chat. But I prefer if you can talk, guys, because since as I mentioned, I have only one screen at the moment due to the power failure. So I do not have the facility to open the chat. But this is good. This is also really correct. Yeah. Myths in quality assurance. So this is the place that you want to bust your myths and see what quality assurance is. Let's go one by one. Right. So this is the typical software development life cycle where you have an idea. Then once the idea is ignited, you gather the requirements from the customer. Then you start development, then you do testing, then you do the production. Right. Now tell me, where is QA involved? I want to talk. Any other answers? It's really good that you kind of unmuted yourself and talk. So I would like others also to respond me, so then we can quickly go through this without waiting you guys responding. Where is QA involved? So somebody said testing. Any other answers do you guys have? No? Okay. So let me go through it. The first myth is people think quality assurance is error hunting, or the role of QA is the role of tester. So let me bust that myth. So you know that the misunderstandings happen in each stage. When you gather ideas, when you get requirements, when you do development, when you do test product, of misunderstandings if I start from the beginning. In the idea phase itself, you might gather the wrong idea. So when the customer is having an idea, so that he needs a kind of a product that do something, but you can't go and blindly build that product because the customer wants it, right? So you might have heard in your syllabus also that when you have an idea, you have to evaluate the idea, kind of do a market research, a competitor analysis, and see what are the other solutions available, and kind of see what kind of other alternatives they have. If I do this product, will the customers buy it? So that you can make sure that your idea is good. So you kind of do a process where making sure that you are building the correct idea, right? Then requirement capturing. Now assume that idea is correct. You did the market research, you did the competitor analysis, you found there are no more alternatives that you can kind of bring that idea. Now you start gathering the requirement from the customer. Okay, අපි මේ වැඩේ කරන්න මේ වගේ product එකක් දැන් නැහැ. So now you want to gather the requirements. Okay, දැන් මොකක්ද අපි මේ product එකේ කරන්න ඕන? So now is that you do not gather the requirements which are actually correct requirement. මොකද customer කියන්නේ එයාට අවශ්‍ය දේ. එයාට හිතන දේ කියනවා and we gather what we understand. එතකොට customer හිතනවා අපිට that ultimately you might build something really complex like this, but sometimes අර සිංහලෙන් කියන්නේ අර මෙහෙම අල්ලන්න තියෙන කන ඔයා ගිහලා වටෙන් අල්ලනවා වගේ වැඩක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. That he just need a tool simply which can cut. But right. So that is why you need some kind of a subset of gathering requirement has the quality. right? Then the third, develop during development. You might develop the wrong behavior. So that you need to do code reviews, you need to do kind of the functionality reviews, you need to do some unit testing and kind of things. So then there also you practice you will see that in the development cycle also that there's a kind of a quality assurance practice. Okay, the testing obvious, then the production. Now you can't happily say, okay, we are done, we put the system into the production, and now we are done. That is not the end of the life cycle, where once the product is being used by the customers, you have to monitor how do they use it, do they have any questions, or do they have any problems. Sometimes there can be error logs, some critical issues, you have to attend them, you have to fix them, and you have to give some builds again. So it's not an easy task. So now you see that QA is something involved in each phase, starting from the idea generation. You have to make sure that the idea is correct idea. So you have to do kind of a quality assurance there that you have selected the correct idea. Then the requirement gathering, QA is involved, where as a person, QA person, I go and check whether we are gathering the correct requirement from the customer. In the development, we make sure that the developer is developing the correct requirement. In the testing also, we kind of is that real customers have and correctly fix them and help them, right? You see that tester, right? Testing is kind of a part of it. There's a right. So is kind of a straight vertical line. Okay, the T-shape mean the vertical line has kind of a horizontal line also. So a QA engineer, typical engineer has some deep knowledge. අපි මේ T එකේ බැද කෑල්ලට කියන deep knowledge, the specialized area. So the QA engineer has their specialized area on general testing, test automation, performance testing, security testing. Meanwhile, a QA, typical QA engineer has some other area knowledge as area එක අරන්න මම තවත් skills මගේ තියෙනවා. I have process and delivery skills, so which will help me to do my other tasks, right? So the first myth we busted, that don't forget that quality assurance and testing is not equal. Actually, testing is part of quality assurance, right? Then the second myth, development is superior and testing is as easy as pie, right? So this is something that some guys used to say, okay, development එක තමයි superior තියෙන්නේ, testing කියන්නේ just a it's easy task, no man, that you just go and simply testing a system. UI එක තියෙනවා, UI එකට ගිහලා button click කරන එකනේ කරන්නේ. That's how people think that the QA guys are doing, but it's not, right? Some people think QA is just ad hoc testing or monkey testing. Ad hoc testing කියන්නේ that where you kind of go here and there and do testing and you know how a monkey behave. Monkey. So this is actually a two types of testing. මේ දෙක ඇත්තටම QA වල තියෙන testing type ජාති දෙකක්. There's something called ad hoc testing, monkey testing. Again, both are same. මේක ඇවිල්ලා testing type එක, but this is not QA. QA ගේ part එකක්. මේක සමහර වෙලාවට අපි time එක මදි වුණාම අපි කරන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක් ගිහලා ad hoc testing කරනවා. Ad hoc testing එක කියන්නේ randomly ගිහිලා you check some functionalities and check whether those are working. So you act like a dumb monkey. Dumb monkey කියන්නේ you don't know the system. නිකන් system එක දන්නේ නැතුව ගිහිලා use කරලා බලනවා, that you act as a dumb monkey. Smart monkey කියන්නේ you know some areas of the systems, so that you go and the thorough knowledge of the system and you go and test it. So you take the role of dumb monkey, smart monkey, and brilliant monkey. But this is not just testing, quality assurance. So if I take a regular day of a quality assurance, so this is not the whole thing that they do, but they do many tasks. This is kind of a summarized version. So as a QA engineer, you have to do planning. You have to start creating test scenarios. Okay, mama මොනවද test කරන්න and you have to create test scenarios. Then you have to analyze everything. Then you have to review the things that you have prepared, and then you have to execute test cases. Then you have to inspect the systems. Then if you find something, you have to report them, communication. Then you have to prioritize your task, bugs, and the testing, and you have to assess the risk. මොකද ඔයා තමයි quality gate එක. So for any software product, you have to tell whether this software is ready for delivering or not. So you have to do the prioritizing, assessing risks, and you have to find the root causes. මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවොත් මොකක්ද ඒකට root cause එක? What we should do? And you have, as a QA engineer, you should be able to give improvements, guys. Shall we do like this? It should not be done in this way. It should be done in this way. Likewise, and then retesting. So these are kind of typical tasks of a QA engineer. So it's not just go and button clicking. So there are a lot of advanced tasks that you have to do as a QA engineer, where you need to know about the communication, that dealing with people, kind of having the technical knowledge. And then the third myth, basically, women are better at testing. So some people say, okay, QA is something good for women, not for men, right? But we know women are multitasking. If you take an example, your mom, she's a multitasker. She can do this thing, that thing, context switching, finding issues, finding things. අපි අර විහිළුවට වගේ කියන්නේ ගෙදරදී අම්මේ මේක කොහෙද තිබ්බේ? And the guys tend not to see the things here and there, and testing is also for the women, not for men, right? So what I have to tell you is that testing is not just a women thing. It's kind of a thing based on passion, and kind of the skills you have. A good QA engineer must possess these kind of kind of non-technical skills. Because, as an example, if I'm a good QA engineer, I need to have good verbal and written communication, because you are the one who communicate issues to the customers. You are the one who kind of demo the system to the customer. You are the one who is giving the guarantee this system is good, you can use it, right? Then you need to have the passion, right? If you do not have the passion, you can't do it. ඉතන්නකෝ a person who doesn't have any passion to do QA testing or ගිහලා software එකක් දීලා do not test කරන්න කියලා, that person wants to get rid of the job. එයා කරන්නේ මොනවා හරි එහෙම button ටිකක් click කරා, okay this is pass කියලා. They just can do kind of more meaningful job in quality engineering, as a quality engineer. And you need to have technical skills, guys. People think the QA is just doing black box testing. What is black box testing, guys? Can you help me? I hope you guys have done QA as part of your syllabus. Have you? Can you on QA?
Tarina, they do not have a subject on QA, but
All right.
we have
All right. Not have a subject on QA. So the QA is some, as I mentioned earlier, people think QA is just going and clicking buttons, looking at the UI, put the username part. That is not a job that you need to do. To be able to do write scripts, kind of the development skills you need to have. The test as an example, now they have to understand wings. Wings sticker හුළඟත් එක්ක කොහොමද යන්නේ කියලා බලන්න, they do the wing bending test, that then almost 90 degrees they bend the wings and see whether that is kind of breaking. මොකද you know that when you kind of take off the flight, අහස කියන්නේ එච්චර smooth තැනක් නෙවෙයි. There are a lot of things coming winds or direction වෙනස් වෙනවා, කුණාටු වෙනවා. එතකොට that whether you can keep the wings. So you need to have analytical skills where you need to think which kind of testing you need to do for a product. Then product එක ඔයාට දුන්නාම you need to be able to understand what kind of testing I should do. මේකට හරියන්නේ මේ වගේ testing එකක්. දැන් මම mobile app එකක් මම ඔයාලට ගෙනත් දෙනවා test කරන්න කියලා. A simple mobile app. So you need to think, okay, මොනවද මම මේකේ test කරන්න ඕනේ? මොන වගේ scenarios මම test කරන්න ඕනේ? So you need to have analytical skills, right? And the attitude. You need to have the attitude of kind of, okay, uh, I need to kind of find these issues. If you don't have the right attitude, you can't be a good QA engineer. And the productivity, right? මම නිකන් ඉඳලා lethargic විදිහට ඉඳලා okay මම test scenarios test කරා okay මේක හරි දැන් මේක pass, let's send it, right? That's not the job, guys. It's kind of a, you are a quality gate, as I've mentioned earlier, so that you are the one kind of giving the quality seal, saying okay, this product is a product that can be used by the customer. So what I wanted to say is that it's not a women thing. It's kind of a smart thing where both women and men are interested in. Myth 4 is QA specialist is a failed software developer. This is something most of us experience. When you can't do software development, you just try to be a QA guy, right? Even in the interviews we have seen, if some guy think that okay okay මට development එච්චර බෑ, මට හිතෙන development මට එච්චර කරගන්න බෑ, so I need to try to become a QA guy to go for if you are a failed software developer, right? The reason is, so this is kind of an somebody come to the interview and he has been asked, okay, what did you study? That person say, okay, I did applied mathematics and informatics. Then the interviewer is asking, why did you become a QA engineer, not a developer? So there are some misconceptions. They think that if you have done informatics and mathematics and kind of these things, you have to be a developer, not a QA engineer. So there is no such thing. It's more based on your passion, guys. So to become a QA engineer, you need to have a passion, not that alternative. දැන් කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ, මට ඉතින් වෙන මොනවා කරන්නද, දැන් degree එකත් ඉවරයි, මට developer කෙනෙක් වෙන්නත් බෑ, then at least I need to try to be a QA engineer. Don't become like that, because I have enough examples. There are enough examples at our company, or kind of I have seen that people come saying that okay, I need to be a QA engineer because I am not techie, right? Most of them have failed in QA engineer role as well, because they think QA engineer role is just testing, not a kind of a technical one. But as a QA engineer, you need to possess technical skills. So QA testing is not just manual testing. You need to do automation testing. You need to do security testing. You need to do kind of performance testing. So to do that, sometimes you have to write scripts. You need to know about the architectures, how it works, how the application kind of sends messages, what kind of application layers it has. So kind of technical knowledge you need to have. So having a good development skills will enhance your skills, basically. That's true. So as a QA engineer, if I have good development skills, then that will help me to kind of excel my things, because I am a good developer as well. But don't ever try to become a QA, though since you can't do development. You need to have a passion, guys. Trust me, if you do not have passion, you can't be a QA engineer. Just make sure that you have the passion to be that, okay, I want to be a QA engineer. Then only you can take part of it. Next myth is that pay rates will be less in software testing in contrast to software development. This is a wrong thing, even in Sri Lanka context, that people think, as I mentioned earlier, the developers are superior and QA guys are way below that. So because of that, QA guys are paid less than the developers. That is wrong, right? Both of them are paid equally. So because now you see that the role of QA is becoming more important in projects. There are a lot of openings. Go and check in top jobs. Go and check in the market. There are a lot of opportunities open. Even in our company, these days we are looking for QA engineers like nothing, right? So and the companies are waiting to pay you more, right? So they are waiting to pay you more. Kind of, it's a kind of a skill job now, not like before, not like 10 years back. 10 years back, QA is something new. People didn't try to move into QA, but now QA is something that everybody wants, right? So everybody is looking for people. Okay, I need a person who can do automation. I need a person who can do performance testing. I need a person who can do security testing for my application. You know that after pandemic, most of the things went online. Now all the things are happening online, so transactions are happening. A lot of transactions are happening. It's interesting, and they haven't අපේ system එකට මෙච්චර load එකක් ආවත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? And you see that a lot of sites are getting hacked. They haven't done the proper security testing. Develop කරලා තියෙන්නේ unsecured way. Protocols හරියට දාලා can come in and kind of steal your data, right? So due to that, there's a huge demand for QA after the pandemic as well, because people are looking for a lot of performance testing, usability testing, and basically kind of security testing as well. So this is another myth. The next one. Some people think there won't be any future growth in software testing profession. But I would say, even after the pandemic, the role of QA has become more important, because they see a lot of threats in new world, so that they want to make sure that your product is able to kind of make the demand. So this is kind of taken from a report that I have analyzed. So this is from the World Quality Report from 2029 to 2020. So contribution to business growth and outcomes rated most important QA priority by IT and business. If you see the QAs, contribution to the business growth and outcomes has been increased to 6.3 out of 7. So the people think that QA role is more to business growth and the outcomes, and then detect software defects before go live. That is also has been increased. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයා QA engineers ලා ඉන්නවා කියන්නේ before going live you can find a lot of bugs. Increased. So we have discussed there are a lot of myths. Okay, do you have questions, any myths that you have before into the career growth section? I would like to talk. I wanted to make it more interactive, but I can open my grid here as I have one. I thought when I have two screens, I can open your the view to talk to you guys personally and ask questions, but it will cover my presentation. Any other questions you have about myths, guys? Anything that you would like to know before into the next section? Anybody has any question? Or sound dumb that anybody has this maybe that you understand? Anybody? No one wants to say anything. I would like if guys can talk, ask if you have any questions or not, can move to the career slide. I assume you do not have any questions. So career growth, right? Now, this question you have is, okay, we discussed about myths. Other myths and whether it's correct. Now the career growth. When you kind of select a career path to see where I can be in next 5 years, next 10 years, you are worried about that. අපි වුණත් එහෙමනේ මොකක් career job එකක් select අපි බලන what is the career, whether you have a growth there. මට මෙතන හිටියොත් මට තව අවුරුදු 10කින් කොතනටද යන්න පුළුවන්. So kind of so many questions seeing a person saying as kid, I want to be a QA professional when I grew up. QA professional is something not famous or kind of not popular among the young crowd. So that is why we are doing these kind of sessions to make sure that you know what is QA and understand the role of QA and what kind of they do and kind of understand. Then you can decide while you are studying whether I need to be a QA guy or whether I need to be a developer, whether I need to be a BA, kind of that. So if you ask my story, guys, so I joined, right? When I was doing my final year studies, I didn't know anything about QA. Quality assurance was a subject. You know that what we do is that we are kind of parrots that, right? So මමත් QA subject එක pass වුණේ කටපාඩම් කරලා because I didn't have any clue what QA is, right? If you ask me why did I select QA, it's a funny story, right? මේ වගේ ඉස්සර අපිට sessions තිබ්බේ නැහැ. So we didn't have sessions like these to understand what is QA and all. Those days, you know that that is 13 years back. This is in 2008, where I was in the final year of my studies. Virtusa was one of the product leading company. Still it is. It was kind of a dream job that everybody wanted to join Virtusa, right? So I joined Virtusa because Virtusa එකේ වැඩ කරනවා කියපුවම ඒ දවස්වල it's like kind of you. So at the final year, we were called for an interview at Virtusa. So somebody called me and said, "Okay, guys, there are some vacancies at Virtusa. Join." Right? So it was like a shocking news that I wanted to join them and they are asking me to join. And I didn't even ask what the role is, right? I went there and I faced the interview and I kind of they asked some kind of general knowledge and kind of the things and the experience and all, kind of some gave some scenarios and asked me how I behave. And at the end of the offer letter signing, they said, you know that this is for QA, right? Then I didn't have knowledge of QA. I asked what is QA. So it's quality assurance, not a developer role. I was one of the guys who so I actually did my followed my completed my BSc with the first class honors. So but I ended up being a QA. Then first I thought whether I have selected the wrong path. So first 2 months it was kind of a bit tough for me to understand the logics and all, but I found that's kind of really cool profession because I had the really good knowledge in technical things. So I was really good coder. So it really became handy for me at the first stages that I could understand the code and everything, and then I know what to test or what not to test. I can go through the code and read it, and I know, okay, here I need to test this functionality likewise. So it is easy for me. So what I wanted to say is that nobody says that I want to be a QA professional. දැන් ඔයාලගෙන් මම ඇහුවොත් කට්ටියෙන් QA කරන්න ඕනේ කාටද කියලා, you might not raise your hands because you do not have an idea what QA is, right? So that is why I said that we need to make more awareness about QA. So let me show you the career growth of QA. So it starts from the engineer level. Sometimes it starts with associate engineer. So as soon as you are done with your degree, you become an associate engineer, then you become an engineer, then you become a senior engineer. So you have this associate and senior part of each level. So then you become the QA lead. So QA lead also you have associate QA lead, then you become QA lead, then you have the senior QA lead, then you have this QA manager role, like associate QA manager, then QA manager, then senior QA manager. Ultimately, you can come to a role where you're heading a QA department. like associate QA director, or senior QA director. Likewise, you have a career growth in QA as well, like the same as the developer, and you can have some diversions also, like QA architect side, then a QA heading side, like delivery side. Likewise, you have so many career goals. Let me explain those things as well. Right. There are two tracks you can select, right? General track and the specialized track. General track kiyanne, again, you are not specializing something specifically. හරියට නිකන් it's like a profession of a doctor. අපි කියන්නේ specialized doctors කියලා. Orthopedic surgeons ඉන්නවා, kind of rheumatologists ඉන්නවා, or eye specialists ලා ඉන්නවා. ඒ වගේ you are a doctor, but you are specialized in something, right? But there is something called general physician, and kind of a person that who knows everything, but not everything very well. හැමදේම හොඳටම දන්නේ නැහැ, but you know everything, right? This is we call general track in career growth. The QA also, that where you do everything. You do manual testing, you do some kind of automation testing, you do some kind of you know some kind of security testing, you know some kind of performance testing. So you have all the skills with you that you can do the work in project, right? So this is a general track. The specialized tracks are, now assume that you love something, you love automation and kind of thing, then you can be a specialist on that. So you have specialized tracks like performance testing specialized, performance tester, specialized security tester, specialized usability tester. Usability කියන්නේ කොහොමද? දැන් ඔයා ගිහිලා app එක බලලා usability පැත්තෙන් කොහොමද කියලා. So ඔයා specialized කෙනෙක් නම් you know what kind of testing you need to do to make sure, and you can be a automation testing. So the list goes on. So there are several specialized areas. Then you can key in on it. Assume that you like ethical hacking, right? ඔයාගේ passion එක තියෙන්නේ ඔයා බලනවා systems break කරලා බලන්න ඒවා මේ vulnerable ද කියලා. You do ethical hacking and check the systems. And so security testing, right? So you go and check the systems and check whether those can be broken, whether those can be hacked, kind of helping people to see loopholes. The performance testing එකේදී කරන්නේ you put kind of a load and see whether where is the break point. අර අපි දැන් example එකේ දැක්කා වගේ. You do everything that you can do. You do stressing the system. You kind of put many load and see whether it can work, and putting a load for a long period and see whether how the application is working. Likewise, kind of specialized area. While you have this kind of specialized area, being a QA help you to learn these soft skills also. Or QA කෙනෙක් වුණා මෙන්න මේ soft skills you automatically learn. One is project management, delivery management, right? When you become a QA member, right? When you become a QA engineer, you learn about process. You learn what should be there in the delivery management. So when you become a QA member, you learn everything related to the practices. So this is one point that you become kind of a consultant, right? So who knows about project management, delivery management, and you get the ability to learn about business analysis. QA member කෙනෙක් කියන්නේ he plays a business analyst role also. Business analyst කෙනෙක් කියන්නේ he is the person who get the requirement from the customer and understand what the customer needs and all. So a typical QA member also playing this role. So indirectly you are getting that knowledge also, right? The third one is user experience. So if you become a QA engineer, you tend to understand the user, right? User මොන වගේද හිතෙන්නේ, you මොන වගේ දේවල් දෙයක් කරන්න ඕනේ, what kind of system that person needs, kind of, right? So next, what are the open avenues for QA? If you become a QA, what are the right? So the other tracks that available in the market is that once you become a QA engineer, right? As I said earlier, you can learn about project management, delivery management. So you can change your track to maybe a product manager or delivery manager or project manager. So if you go and talk to the product managers, delivery managers, project managers in the market, most of them say, I started my career as a QA engineer, right? එයාලා එකපාරටම product manager කියලා එන්නේ නැහැනේ. දැන් හිතන්න, දැන් you are a person who is coming out of the university. එකපාරට company එකක් ඔයාලට delivery manager role එකක්, product manager role එකක්, or the project manager role එකක් දෙන්නේ නැහැ. එතනට යන්න නම් you need to start from somewhere. Either you have to become a developer, business analyst, or QA member, right? But to go to the product manager or delivery manager or project manager role, being a QA is really easy. මොකද ඔයා QA කෙනෙක් විදියට එයාලා play කරන role එක ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. So one day if you feel like you're really good in delivery handling and project handling and product handling, you can become a product manager, right? So these are kind of good comments that given by some people. Like they say QA professionals have a deep understanding of how to make software better, right? And this is something someone called Brenda from the CEO of Breach 360. We see QA professionals moving easy into the other areas of the organization, running PMOs, moving to director levels, leading business units and global organizations. Or the QA කෙනෙක් වුණාම you learn from everywhere and you kind of improve many of your skills, right? The next thing is DevOps. You know that it's the trend now. You see that DevOps is coming in and kind of you are kind of moving out of the other life cycle and you get into this. So they say that QA can participate more easily in the DevOps environment and eventually take over the DevOps role, right? If you take the DevOps kind of stages, you see that QA member has the ability to play many roles there, right? And customer experience leader. අපි ගොඩක් කරන වැරද්දක් තමයි ගොඩක් products fail වෙන්න හේතුව. If you look at this example, this image, what you design is not what the customer wants. Look at the design. You have designed it in a way that customer should go in that path. හැබැයි customer හැමතිස්සෙම බලන්නේ එයාට lazy path එක. So කියන්නේ කොහොමද customer ඔයාගේ application එක use කරන්නේ? How do they use your application? Right? වා assume කරගෙන දෙයක් කරනවා හැබැයි ඇත්තටම customer කරන්නේ something else. අන්න ඒ වගේ customer understand කරගෙන පුරුවන role එකක් තමයි මේ QA role එක කියන්නේ. Because that person thinks like the customer. Because ඇත්තටම කිව්වොත් product එක ඉස්සෙල්ලාම හම්බෙන්නේ QA කෙනාට. He is the one who tests like the real end user, right? So that is why that some QA members become great customer experience leaders who are dealing with customers, kind of helping them. So great QA testers understand their consumer behaviors. This is kind of a QA manager from another company has said. Now the next one, feature of QA. Another thing that people think is now you see that there are a lot of trending technologies coming in. අවුරුදු 10කට කලින් ගත්තම QA කියන්නේ නම් ඔයා නිකන් ඩෙස්ක්ටොප් එකක් අරගෙන ඩෙස්ක්ටොප් app එකක් ටෙස්ට් කරනවා or web application එකක් කරන web application එකක් ටෙස්ට් කරනවා කියලා හිතන්න. But you know that the technologies are evolving and there are a lot of new technologies coming in. Now you know there are products which deal with wearables, right? Augmented reality වගේ ගත්තොත් එහෙම ඔයා කොහොමද ඒක ටෙස්ට් කරන්නේ? So you need to have kind of the passion and kind of right skills to do that. So you see that the role of QA is becoming more interesting with the new technologies, right? හිතන්න ඔයාට product එකක් හම් වෙනවා කියලා මොකක් හරි game එකක් reality game එකක් kind of augmented reality or something that where you have to do wearables and kind of do testing, right? It's really interesting, right? So voice operations, you know that most of the chats are kind of all the voice operated chats are kind of not done by human being. They recognize your voice, then they understand what you said, then automated system gives a reply, right? How do you test these kind of things, right? So you see that the role of the tester is becoming more interesting and kind of more challenging. Then artificial intelligence. You know, most of the systems take decisions using AI, not using human beings. Some systems need to be tested thoroughly. මොනවා හරි දෙයක් ප්‍රශ්නයක් වුණොත්, as an example, assume the healthcare related things, right? So some decisions need to be taken by AI. If you do not test a system thorough, some lives may be in danger because the AI might give wrong decisions, right? This is where the QA tester learns some new techniques, how to test a software with AI, how to use tools developed with AI, right? Then machine learning. You need to do predictions. How you gonna test whether the prediction is correct? A simple example. Assume there's an application which looks at the current traffic. Google Maps ඉතින් current traffic එක බලලා it estimates or method end point A එකේ ඉඳන් point B එකට යනකම් යන්න කොච්චර වෙලා යනවද කියලා. How do you test an application like that? So you need to have analytical skills, kind of the passion. මේ වගේ දෙයක් මම කොහොමද calculations කරලා හොයාගන්නේ? So what you do is, if the application says from A to B, it takes 5 minutes, you need to make sure 5 minutes is correct. So you need to come up with algorithms and kind of think, and then see, okay, this is correct, 5 minutes is correct. So you see the role of QA is becoming challenging and kind of more interesting again. Then Internet of Things, IoT. A lot of IoT products you might get chances to test and make sure the quality is there, right? Then facial recognition. How you can make sure that the facial recognition does a good job. What if I have a twin brother and he steals my enter to my system because he's my twin? How we can make sure that the facial recognition does not conflict with twins, right? So like kind of the things are there that you need to do testing, right? So this is what actually I wanted to show you, that the role of QA is becoming more challenging and kind of more interesting and more technical. If somebody still says the QA is something button clicking, I would say no. You can't just do button clicking for these trending technologies. So the future is there. It's up to you to decide which track you need to take. So I would not take much time, so I will end with this thing. So there are different avenues. Once you're done with your studies, there are different avenues, so you can go into. So QA is something that is really interesting and a lot of potential and a lot of grooming areas, career growth, and kind of where you can learn. So it's up to you to decide which track you could select. So my job is to kind of give an insight on what is QA and whether you will like to go into it or not, right? So I wanted to give some heads up. If you are kind of still like to learn more about QA, this is kind of a high level thing I did today. මම කියන්න කියන ටෙස්ටිං වල මොනවද වෙන්නේ, performance testing කියන්න මොනවද, automation testing කියන්න මොනවද, and all I didn't explain. But if you are kind of interested to get into QA track, I would like to invite you to join the Quality Engineering Week, which is happening next week, 14th to 18th, every day 4 to p.m., 4 to 6 p.m. 5 sessions are happening. Each day, kind of a specialized person is talk about QA. As an example, the first day they talk about what is the role of QA. The second day they are talking about test automation, performance testing. What is performance testing? What is test automation? And what you guys can do? What are the tools available? The third day they discuss about security, cyber security in digital age. And then same day they are talking about where the trending of QA. Then 17th they talk about the role of QA in DevOps, and then about CI/CD. Then the last day we are talking about career track. What is the career track of QA, right? So if you feel like that you are motivated to get into the QA track, I invite you to join this session. So I will send the link to register register to your lecturers. So I will share the link so they can go through the 4 to 6 and kind of learn about QA and decide whether you want to become a member of the QA. So with that, I will conclude my session. I think I have taken almost 1 hour. And if you need any assistance of learning some more, I would like you to get in touch with me through my email, tarindraj@99x.io. And if you want to contact me or kind of message me, you can contact me through LinkedIn. My LinkedIn profile is Tarindra J, or you can just check Tarindra Jayamaha. And if you have any question, you can contact me. So within an hour of period, I just tried to give more insight about QA, what is QA and all. Not sure whether you guys get the benefit out of it. So now it's a chance for you to ask any question you have, anything you want to clarify. So I will stop the presentation from now.
Also, Tarinda, they have another great opportunity that they can join the remote training group. So they can, they did not, I think, send the CVs. That Anura at
Okay.
99x.io.
Yeah, Anura A at 99x.io. Yes, correct.
Yes, yes. So, student, if you really interested that in the QA path, you can send a CV. You will be have the
Yes.
interview from from 2 to 4, 2 days evening. Okay, afternoon.
Yes.
Yes, you can carry on, Tarinda.
Yeah, thank you. So you can send your CV to this email address, Anuradhikari, that is anura@99x.io. Let me check whether that is correct. Yes, it is correct. Forward your CVs to this email address. I have put it into the chat. So just come and try it out. It is easy. So you can come and see how it look like and the things are happening. So we have 3 members ready from us to interview you. And we are not asking any technical question about QA. Don't worry. Just basic things that you have learned, we are asking. So don't worry about that thing. You just can come and kind of experience the interview of QA. And it will be really interesting. So as I mentioned, if you have any question, please do not hesitate to contact me through LinkedIn or contact me via my email address. I will send it again, tarindraj@99x.io, or put me a message. So if you have any questions, now the time is for you. I really like when the audience like to kind of talk and ask questions, because it will feel like a typical lecture session for me. So I really like when the audience is kind of active and talk. So if you have any questions, it's your time now. Anybody has any questions? No questions at all? Or did you learn something new about QA, or did I make it confused?
Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Shanuka.
Sir, may I talk with Sinhala? It's family to me.
Yeah, sure. No issues. සිංහලෙන් කතා කරමු හොඳට සිංහල කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්. සිංහලෙන් කතා කරන්න මට ප්‍රශ්න නැහැ.
Thank you, sir.
No issues.
ඇත්තටම මට මේ කලින් තිබ්බ ලොකු නිත්‍යාවක් තමයි ඇත්තටම ටෙස්ටිං කියන කොටස තමයි මේ QA කියන්නේ කියලා. එතකොට සර් මට ආව ප්‍රශ්නයක් තමයි දැන් QA ඉංජිනේරින් තුල ඒ කියන්නේ QA එක තුල ටාස්ක් එක තුල කස්ටමර් කෙනෙක් ආවොත් ඇත්තටම කස්ටමර්ව ඇනලයිස් කරන්න ඕනේද? කියන්නේ එයාගේ රික්වයර්මන්ට් එක වැඩ කරද්දී සමහර ලාවට දැන් අපි හදන්න යන උපරිම අපේ හොඳම බෙස්ට් එක තමයි දෙන්නේ. නේද සර්? ඒ කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඕන කෙනෙක් දෙන්න හදන්න හොඳම සිස්ටම් එකක්. එතකොට QA ගේ රෙස්පොන්ස් ඒ කියන්නේ වගකීමක්ද කස්ටමර්ගේ පැත්තෙන් ඒ කියන්නේ හොඳම සිස්ටම් එක නෙමේ කස්ටමර්ට ඕනම සිස්ටම් එක නේද? එතකොට ඒ වගේ පාර්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා නේද යාගේ?
ඒකට තමයි මේ ශනුක කියන්නේ අපේ යූසර් එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් පැත්ත කියලා. දවා හිතන්න මට මේකට උත්තර දෙන්නකෝ. ඔයා දන්නවා නේද පිලවුස් එක බම්බලපිටියේ? නැත්නම් ප්ලාසා එක ගිහිලා තියෙනවද? කට්ටිය කවුරු හරි බම්බලපිටියේ මොකක් හරි පිලවුස් එක ප්ලාසා එක හරි ගියොත් මිනිස්සු එතනට යන්නේ. ඒකේ තියෙන මේ ක්වොලිටි කියන්නේ ඒකේ තියෙන මේ UI ඒක ලස්සනට හදලා තියෙන නිසාද ඒක ලස්සන නිකන් ග්‍රෑන්ඩ් විදියට තියෙන නිසාද 5 ස්ටාර් ටයිප් එකට තියෙන නිසාද මිනිස්සු යන්නේ මොකටද එතනට ගොඩක්ම ඒවා ගියොත් හැමතිස්සම සෙනග ඒක අස්සේ සෝ ඒක ඔයා පේනවා ඒ කියන්නේ මිනිස්සු ඒ කොත්තු කඩේට යන්නේ ඒකේ තියෙන රහට ඒකේ තියෙන එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක කැමති. දර මම මගෙන් ඇහුවොත් මම ඇයි ප්ලාස් එකට යන්නේ කියලා මම කියනවා මං ආසයි ඒකේ අයිස් මයිලෝ එකට. right අන්න ඒ වගේ තමයි මිනිස්සු software වලට. right කවුරු හරි කෙනෙක් මගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක යූස් කරන්නේ ඒකේ තියෙන මොන හරි මං ආස ෆීචර් එකකට right ඒක නිසා දැන් ඔයා කියපු ප්‍රශ්නෙට උත්තරයක් විදියට දුන්නොත් QA කෙනෙක් විදියට දැන් සමහරවිට ඔයා හිතනවා දැන් හිතන්නකෝ සමහර ප්‍රොඩක්ට්ස් තියෙනවා මේ වෙන්න ඕන දේ වෙනවා හැබැයි ඒවා failed හේතුව අපි කස්ටමර් හරියට අයිඩෙන්ටිෆයි කරලා නැහැ ඒ කස්ටමර් අයිඩෙන්ටිෆයි කරගත්තේ නැති වුණාම අපිට වෙන්නේ කොච්චර හොඳ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් වුණත් ඒක මාකට් එකේ එච්චර පොපියුලර් වෙන්නේ නැහැ there are simple සමහර තියෙනවා මේ simple products මාර simple products ඒ products මාර විදිහට පොපියුලර් වෙනවා ඒ වගේ තියෙන features නිසා. ඒතර QA engineer කෙනෙක් විදිහට ශනුක මේ ඔයාට හම්බ වෙන opportunity එක දැන් හිතන්නකෝ මම නම් customer මම කියනවා නම් මෙහෙම product එකක් ඕනේ කියලා ශනුක ගිහිල්ලා බලනවා market එකේ මොනවද තව products තියෙන්නේ මොනවද තව මේ වගේ තියෙන්නේ මගේ product එක කොහොමද අනිත් products වලට වඩා වැඩිපුර පේන්න ගන්නෙ. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයා පොඩ්ඩක් හිතන්න ගන්නවා මම customer විදිහට test කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. අන්න ඒ වගේ. තව මොනවද ශනුක ඔයාලට දැනගන්න තියෙන්නේ එතන?
ඔව් සර් මම දැකලා තියෙනවා දැන් සමහර ප්‍රොඩක්ට් තියෙනවා මාරම කියන්නේ අපි දැක්කම ටෙක්නිකල් පැත්තෙන් දැක්කම ඒක මාර නියමයි. ඒ වුණාට ඒකට වඩා හුඟක් ලා රිවිව් එක කියන්නේ සිම්පල් දෙයකට සිම්පල් දෙයක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන් නැත්නම් ඊට වඩා අඩු ක්වොලිටි එකකට තියෙන එකකට. එතකොට ඔක මාරම ප්‍රශ්නයක් නේ. කියන්නේ ඒක මගේ පැත්තෙන් තිබ්බේ දැන් ටෙක්නිකල් අතින් හුඟක් හොඳ කියන්නේ හරියටම කිව්වොත් වැඩ දාලා හදපු software එකක් රිවිව් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඊට වඩා අර පැත්තට යන එකක් තියෙන්නේ. කියන්නේ අඩු ක්වොලිටියක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ක්වොලිටියක් කියලා මම මෙතන අදහස් කරන්නේ එහෙම නෙමෙයි. ටෙක්නොලොජි අතින් ඊට පස්සේ ඉම්ප්‍රූව්මන්ට් එක අතින් සිස්ටම් එකේ තියෙන එක. එතකොට ඒකට හේතුව එතකොට කස්ටමර්ස්ලාම තමයි නේද?
ඔව් ඒක තමයි. ඒක හේතුව වෙන්නේ ශනුක දැන් ඔයා වොරි වෙලා තියෙන ටෙක්නොලොජි ගැනනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාට වොරි වෙන්නේ ටෙක්නොලොජි එක. අපි කියන හරි අපි හිතන සිම්පල් chatting application එකක් කියලා හිතන්න. හරි ඔයා ශනුකට මම කියනවා ශනුක මට chat application එකක් ඕනේ කියලා. ශනුක මොකද කරන්නේ? ටෙක්ස්ට් බොක්ස් එකකුයි chat කරන ටෙක්ස්ට් බොක්ස් එකකුයි බටන් එකකුයි දාලා හදනවා. හැබැයි back end එක හදනවා Azure use කරලා AI use කරලා ටෙක්නොලොජීස් දාලා cloud solutions දාලා හදනවා. හැබැයි මම කස්ටමර් කෙනෙක් විදිහට මට පේන්නේ UI එක විතරයිනේ. මට අදාළ නැහැනේ ඔයා use කරන ටෙක්නොලොජි එක. ඕක තමයි අපේ වැරද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. අපි ඩෙවලොප් කරද්දි තියෙන ඔක්කොම ටෙක්නොලොජීස් දාලා ඩෙවලොප් කරනවා. හැබැයි අපි කොයි වෙලාවෙත් කස්ටමර්ගේ පැත්තෙන් බලන්නේ මේ එයාට අවශ්‍ය දේත් අපි ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න කියලා. හොඳම එක්සාම්පල් එක දැන් හිතන්න ඔයා හදනවා සිම්පල් එකක් මේ chat එකයි මේක විතරයි. තව එක්කෙනෙක් හදනවා ඒ chat එකේ ඔයා දැකලා තියෙනවා WhatsApp දැන් මාර ට්‍රෙන්ඩ් එකක් තියෙනවා WhatsApp images. ඒ වගේ ඔයා තව එක්කෙනෙක් හදනවා chat එකේ යවන්න පුළුවන් images ඔයාට කස්ටමයිස් කරලා. සමහරට ඔයාගේ app එකට වඩා ඒ app එක මාර විදිහට පොපියුලර් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එයාගේ හැබැයි back end ගත්තම ටෙක්නොලොජිස් ගත්තම මාර පුව. හැබැයි ඒක කස්ටමර්ට අදාළ නැහැ. වා කියන එක්සාම්පල් එකම තමයි. ඒ කියන්නේ බේසිකලි අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට හැමතිස්සෙම බලනවා ටෙක්නිකල් පැත්තෙන් මාර කියන්නේ සුපර් ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් හදන්න. හැබැයි කස්ටමර්ගේ පැත්තෙන් අපි හිතන්නේ කස්ටමර්ට මොනවද ඕනේ කියලා. අන්න ඒක තමයි උතන ප්‍රශ්නේ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ශනුක.
ඔව් සර්. thank you. හොඳට පැහැදිලි වුණා.
හරි. right. එනි අද කාට ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද? එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා. What are the qualifications when you are looking in the, okay interview එකේ qualifications කියලා දෙයක් බලන්න නැහැ, බය වෙන්න එපා. interview එකේ අද interview එකේ බලන්නේ basically අපි සමහරට ඔයාගේ double OP concepts අන්න ඒ වගේ පොඩ්ඩක් මොනවද ඔයාලට technical කියන්නේ ඔයාලා දැන් ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේවල් මම අහන්නේ don't worry මේ මුකුත් QA කියලා specifically අහන්නේ මොනවද QA ඇතුලේ කරන්නේ නම් ඒක මොකද ඔයාලගේ syllabus එකේ නැති නිසා. So basically we ask about some things that you have learned. Simple script එකක් ලියන්න හරි මොන හරි එකක් අහලා නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ IQ එක බලයි. මෙහෙම scenario එකක් දීලා මෙතනදී ඔයා මොකද කරන්නේ? එතන ඔයා common sense බලන්න. ඔයා මොන වගේද හිතන්නේ? ඔයා ටෙස්ට් කෙනෙක් වුණාම එයාට පොඩ්ඩක් හිතන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න බෑ. හරි මෙතනදී මම මොකද්ද ගන්න decision එක? මෙතනදී මම මොකද්ද ගන්න decision එක? අර ඒ වගේ පොඩි scenarios ටිකක් අහන්න. But you will lose nothing නේ. ඔයා මොකුත් ඔයාලා නැති වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. ඒ නිසා ගිහිල්ලා බලන්න. opportunity එක අරන් බලන්න එක තමයි මම කියන්නේ. I think somebody wanted to talk. Unmute කරලා ආයෙ mute කරගත්තම මම කතා කරපු නිසා question එකක් තියෙනවා අහන්න. තව කාට හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද? Any other questions?
සර් කෙනෙක් එක ජොබ් රෝල් එකකට ගිහිල්ලා ජොබ් රෝල් එක මාරු කරනවා නම් මොනවා හිතුවත් software engineering වගේ ගිහිල්ලා quality assurance field එකට යනවා නම් යාට තියෙන barriers මොනවද?
හරි. මට මෙහෙම අහන්න පුළුවන්ද? දැන් හිතන්නකෝ ඔයාව ගත්තොත් එහෙම මාරු වෙන්නේ ඇයි කියන එක. ඒ කියන්නේ කෙනෙක් ඩෙවලොපර් කෙනෙක් කියලා QA කෙනෙක් වෙනවට හේතුව මොකක්ද? ඒක තමයි ඇත්තට ගොඩක්ම බලපාන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාට එහෙම decision එහෙම හිතෙන්නේ ඇයි? එකකට ගිහිල්ලා තව එකකට යන්න ඕන වෙයි කියලා.
course එක මොන හරි කරලා interest හින්දා ඒ side එකට
හින්දා එහෙම බැරියර්ස් නැහැ, බය වෙන්න එපා. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් මම මේක අහන්න හේතුව දැන් අර මම කිව්වේ අර අපේ ඔෆිස් එකෙත් එහෙම වුණා. අපේ ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් වලට ආපු අදාළ කියන්නේ අපි කියමුකෝ ළමෙක්, මම නම ගර්ල් කෙනෙක්ද බොයි කෙනෙක්ද කියන්නේ, අදාළ ළමෙක් ආවා. එයාට ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් කරගන්න බැරි වුණා. ඒක නිසා එයා try out කරා QA කරන්න. මේ එතකොට QA කරන්න try out කරපුවාම එයාට එහෙම දැන් එයාලා හිතන්නේ හරි මට ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් බැරි නිසා මම QA කරනවා කියලා. ඒතර QA කරන එක එහෙම හරියන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද QA එකටත් සාමාන්‍ය ටෙක්නිකල් නොලෙජ් එකක් ඕනේ. ඒකෙත් තියෙනවා ඔයාට හිතන්න දේවල්. හැබැයි ඔයා අහපු ප්‍රශ්නට උත්තරේ දෙනවා නම් ඔයාට ඕන ටයිම් එක චේන්ජ් කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම බැරියර්ස් නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ බේසිකලි ඔයාට පැෂන් එක තියෙනවා නම් QA කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා ඔයාට මොකද QA කෙනෙක් කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මාර විදිහට හිතන කෙනෙක්. ඒ කියන්නේ අර මම මේ සිස්ටම් එක කොහොමද කොතනින්ද කැඩෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙන්න මෙතනින් කැඩෙන්න පුළුවන්. මෙතනින් හිතන්න පුළුවන්. මෙහෙම දෙයක් කරොත් කොහොමද වෙන්නේ? අර ඔයා හැමතිස්සෙම what if කියලා හිතන. මෙහෙම වුණොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? මෙහෙම වුණොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඩෙවලොපර් කෙනෙක් බලනවා quality සිස්ටම් එකක් බිල්ඩ් කරන්න, QA කෙනෙක් බලනවා quality සිස්ටම් එකේ loop holes හොයන්න. මේක මම තව මොනවද කරන්නේ? මේක තව මොනවද කරන්නේ? තව මොනවද මෙතනින් කරන්න පුළුවන්. අන්න ඒ වගේ වාට පැෂන් එකක් තියෙනවා නම් හැම දෙයකම මේක නීට් එකට තියෙනවනේ මේ වගේ වෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා. වාට QA කියන රෝල් එක ඇත්තටම හරියනවා. මොකද QA රෝල් එකේදීත් ඔයා ඒ ගොඩක් ඒ වගේ දෙයකින් ඔයා මාර සපෝට් එකක් දෙනවා ටීම් එකට. No barriers at all.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, කියන්න.
So, cyber security related fields ගත්තාම company එකේ මොන වගේ possibility එකක්ද තියෙන්නේ? job vacancies පැත්තෙන් දැන් intern වගේ join වෙනවද?
ඔව්. මෙහෙමයි. සමහර companies තියෙනවා කෙලින්ම මොනවද security internship වෙනම security testing කියලා තියෙනවා. හරිද? සමහර වගේ තියෙනවා intern QA කියලා දෙනවා. එතනදී ඔයාලට කියන්න පුළුවන් හරි මට security පැත්තට මම interested. cyber security පැත්තට interested. එතකොට ඔයාලට ඒක study කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒක ඇතුලේ. ඔයාලට එක්ක දැන් already ආදන්න දැන් ඉස්සර වගේ නෙවෙයි ඉස්සර නම් අපිට දෙයක් ඉගෙන ගන්න උනාම කෝසස් කරන්න ඕනේ. බට් දැන් කෝසස් කරන්න ඕනේ ඔන්ලයින් ඕන තරම් තියෙනවා. LinkedIn එකේ තියෙනවා crash courses, Udemy එකේ crash courses තියෙනවා, plural site එකේ crash courses තියෙනවා. ඔයාලට security testing ඉගෙන ගත්තොත් එතනදී ඔයාලට ඒ company එක ඇතුලේ opportunities තියෙනවා. දැන් අපේ 99x එක ගත්තොත් ඔයා intern කෙනෙක් join වුණාට පස්සේ ඔයා කිව්වොත් මට ආසයි security testing පැත්ත ඉගෙන ගන්න කියලා. ඔය cyber security පැත්ත ඒ පැත්තෙන් මට මොනවද කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා ඉගෙන ගන්න කියලා. එතකොට ඔයාට ඒ level එකෙන් කොහොමද application එක මොනවද hack කරන්න තියෙන විදි. මොනවද change කරන්නේ මොනවද testing කරන්න ඕනේ. අන්න ඒ වගේ දේවල් වලට ඉගෙන ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ opportunities තියෙනවා ඕනම company එකක. සමහරට ඔයාගේ project එකකින් ඒ opportunity එක හම්බුනේ නැතත් ඔයාට online learn කරන opportunity එක දැන් තියෙන හැම කෙනාටම. certifications තියෙනවා. දැනට තියෙනවා QA වල ISTQB certification කියලා. ISTQB certification කියන එක world wide valid එකක්. ඔයාට certification එක තියෙනවා නම් ඔයාට migrate කරද්දී වෙන රටකට යද්දී ඔයාට QA engineer කෙනෙක් විදියට ගිහලා jobs කරන්න පුළුවන්.
Thank you, sir.
QA කෙනෙක් වුණාම ස්පෙෂලිස්ට් කෙනෙක් වුණාම ඕනද එහෙම නැත්නම් හැම පැත්තම ගැනම දැනගත්තා කමක් නැද්ද? ඒකේ අවුලක් නැහැ. දැන් මම ඒක කිව්වේ ජෙනරල් ට්‍රැක් කියලා. ඒක දැන් මේක අහලා තියෙන්නේ QA කෙනෙක් වුණාම හැමදේම දැනගන්න ඕනේ නැත්නම් ස්පෙෂලායිස් කෙනෙක් වෙන්න ඕනේද කොහොමද කියන එක. QA කෙනෙක් වුණාම ඔයාට හැම පැත්තම දැනගන්න ඕන කියලා කියන්නේ මේ කියන්නේ හැමදේම හොඳට දැනගන්න ඕනේ කියලා නෑ. කියන්නේ දැන් හිතන්නකෝ ડોක්ටර් කෙනෙක් ගත්තොත් ඒ ડોක්ටර්ට පුළුවන් මේ ඇඟේ තියෙන හැම දෙයක් ගැනම දන්න ලෙඩ ගැන දන්න හැබැයි ස්පෙෂලායිස්ඩ් වෙනවා එක දෙයකට. හිතන්නකෝ මම අයි සර්ජන් කෙනෙක් නම් මම ඇහැ ගැන ස්පෙෂලායිස්ඩ්. හැබැයි මම අනිත් ලෙඩ ගැනත් දන්නවා. හරි ඒ වගේ තමයි QA රෝල් එකේ. QA රෝල් එකේ දැන් මම ගත්තොත් මම ඇවිල්ලා ජෙනරල් ට්‍රැකින් ආපු කෙනෙක්. ඒ කියන්නේ මම දැන් අවුරුදු දැන් QA වල ඉඳලා දැන් අවුරුදු 12කට කිට්ටු වෙනවා. මේ අවුරුදු 12දී මම ගොඩක්ම කරේ ජෙනරල් QA. ඒ කියන්නේ මම මැනුවල් ටෙස්ටිං කරා, මැනුවල් ටෙස්ටිං වල ටීම් ලීඩින් කරා. මම දැන් ඇත්තටම මෙම්බර්ස්ලා 30ක් ඉන්න ටීම් එකක ලීඩ් කෙනෙක්. මම පටන් ගත්තේ QA වලින්. මම දැන් කරන්නේ ඩිලිවරි මැනේජර් රෝල් එක. ඩිලිවරි මැනේජර්, account manager රෝල් එක කරන්නේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකේ. ඒ වගේම කම්පැනි එකේ QA ටීම් එක හෙඩ් කරනවා. ඉතින් අර ඒ වගේ ඔයාට දේවල් ස්පෙෂලායිස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මගේ තව යාළුවෝ ඉන්නවා. එයා ඔටෝමේෂන් විතරයි. දැන් අද හවස ඔයාලා සෙෂන් එක ගත්තොත් අද හවස ඉන්ටර්විව් එක ගත්තොත් ඒකට සමහර කට්ටිය එයාලා ඔටෝමේෂන් විතරයි කරන්නේ. ඒක ටෙස්ට් ඔටෝමේෂන් වලදී එයාලා ස්ක්‍රිප්ට්ස් ලියනවා, ඒ ටෙස්ටිං පාර්ට් එක ඔටෝමේට් කරනවා. ඒ වගේ දේවල් තමයි කරන්නේ. ඒක තමන්ට කැමති විදිහට සිලෙක්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඒ ඔටෝමේ කියන්නේ ස්පෙෂලායිස් කරේ නැහැ කියලා ඔයාට ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයාට ඔපචුනිටි එක තියෙනවා ජෙනරල් ට්‍රැක් එකේ ගිහිල්ලා එක්සෙල් දැන් මම ආපු ජෙනරල් ට්‍රැක් එක. හොඳම එක්සැම්පල් එක මම ස්පෙෂලායිස් කරේ නැහැ මොකුත්. මම QA පැත්ත කරා, මම ඩිලිවරි මැනේජ්මන්ට් පැත්ත කියන්නේ හැබැයි ඔය යම් දෙයක් දැනගන්න ඕනේ. ඔටෝමේෂන් කියන එක පොඩි අයිඩියා එකක් තියෙනවා. හරි. දැන් කවුරු මගෙන් ඇවිල්ලා ඔටෝමේෂන් ගැන අහුවොත් මට අයිඩියා එකක් තියෙනවා මොකද්ද ඔටෝමේෂන් කියන්නේ. කොහොමද පටන් ගන්න. හැබැයි ස්පෙෂලායිස් කරලා නැහැ මම ඒක. සිකියුරිටි පැත්තත් මම දන්නවා මම ස්පෙෂලායිස් කරලා නැහැ. පර්ෆෝමන්ස් පැත්තත් මම කරලා තියෙනවා මම ස්පෙෂලායිස් කරලා නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ ගොඩාක් ඩීප් ඩෙප්ත් එකට ගිහිල්ලා නැහැ. හැබැයි මම දන්නවා සාමාන්‍ය දෙයක්. අන්න ඒ වගේ. විනාඩි 3ක් විතර අපිට තියෙනවා. තව ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් අහලා ඒක ක්ලැරිෆයි කරගන්න පුළුවන් අපිට. නෑ කියලා හිතනවා තව. So I think you got the idea. So as I mentioned මම ඉස්සෙල්ලා කිව්වා වගේ ඔයාලට මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් මට ඊමේල් කරන්න මම ඊමේල් එක එව්වා. නැත්නම් මට එක්කෝ මාව contact කරන්න ඕන නම් call කරන්න ඕන නම් මට email එකට message එකක් දාන්න you need to contact me කියලා, then I will give you my mobile number, so then you can contact me, or even you can add me in LinkedIn එකේ ඔයාලට profile එකක් තියෙනවා නම් මාව add කරන්න. that කරලා මේ මට message කරන්න ඕන නම් මොන හරි දෙයක් දැනගන්න just you can contact me there. මේ විස්තර ටික දැනගන්න පුළුවන්. මේ ඕන දෙයක් support එක ඕන නම් කියන්න මොකක් හරි දෙයකට දෙයක් clarify කරගන්න, so I can help you. Mr. Yasanta, are we good to wind up or he's connecting the audio, I think. Anybody from the faculty here?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Tarinder, for joining with us.
No problem. My pleasure.
And
Yeah.
we hope
So
that you
thank you
will
very
join
much,
with
guys.
us.
So then I think it's good time to
And we hope you will join with us in future courses as well. And thank you very much for giving our idea to students and accepting our invitation for conducting this program and for success of our program.
Yeah. And one more thing, I will share you this with you. I promised you to give the link to the session next week. පොඩක් ඉන්න මම share කරන්න. මේ පුළුවන් නම් next week session එකට join වෙන්න පොඩි idea එකක් ගන්න. පොඩක් ඉන්න මම මේකේ වාට slides ටික link එක share කරන්නම්. So you can get an idea. Yes. මේක තමයි link එක මම ඔයාලට chat එකේ දාන්නම්. මේ link එකට ගිහලා register වෙන්න ඔයාලා කැමති නම් next week එකේ 5-day program එකට join වෙන්න කැමති නම් ඒක free of charge කරන්නේ university students ලටමයි කරන්නේ ගොඩක් university students ලා join වෙනවා ඔයාට QA ගැන තව in depth දැනගන්න ඕන නම් automation performance එක ගැන දැනගන්න ඕන නම් මේකට join වෙලා ඒකෙන් idea එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. Yeah. So thank you very much, guys. Thanks for joining me. If there is anything that you learn something new, it's my pleasure. And wish you all the very best, guys. Good luck. Link එක ආවේ නැද්ද පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න.
No, still, Anita.
sorry. මම මේක දාලා තියෙන්නේ මේ personal chat එක.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
දැන් ආව නේද? Yes. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Then have a nice day. See you again in a future session like this. Wish you all the very best. Take care, guys. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Bye bye. Take care.
Take